Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Monster Interrupted, Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults, taking us through 3 books of romping dungeon crawl, straight up kicking open doors, combat in every room. Yeah, I'm sure there's role-playing in there somewhere, but why did we pick this? I mean, we have a lot of people that would actually like a good mix of combat and role-play. Well, our cast is new. And I just happened to notice, not that it's a big deal, we really do enjoy our international audience, but I'm looking at an all-Canadian cast, including myself. I didn't even realize that. It wasn't on purpose. Just neat, I guess. So, welcome to episode 4? Not counting the prologue. 20 minutes of prologue. Hey, I've noticed that there's hardly any views on the prologue. You should go back and watch the prologue if you would like to know a little bit about the town, a little bit more about the actual people playing in this game. Just saying, they put in the effort. Go back and watch it before it's too late, because it's a straight line into the depths of the dungeon from here. So, when last we left our heroes, we had a little configuration, a few problems in the world of rules. So to clarify, okay, unlike first edition Pathfinder, where you go hit points go down and then 0 and then you go into the negatives, and then there's conditions like, oh, my character is fatigued, he's going to have like a -2 to everything he does until that condition is pulled back. In second edition, everyone comes down to 0 hit points. If you're undead or a construct, you're done. But if you're alive, you come down to 0 hit points and you sit there. And you don't go in the negatives. What you do is you get a condition. Now, again, talking about fatigued and stuff in first edition was like -2. What's confusing is the conditions have numbers. So you get the dying condition. Now you're sitting at 0 hit points, hasn't changed. You get the dying condition, but it's dying number 1. If someone crit your butt to get you into the dying condition, it's actually dying number 2. So out come the flat checks. No con modifiers, nothing. Straight D20 raw. Boom. You need 10 plus that dying condition number. So really, if you hit 11, you actually get to go up 1, back towards being okay. If you fail, you go down 1. And if you get to 4, dying 4, you are actually dead. So you pretty much have 4 rounds of bleeding out. But imagine hovering around 2. Where you make a check and get up to 1 and then fail a check. And you could hover in there for like a long time. So what do? You can have someone come over, if you're not in combat, with treat wounds and help you out of that lunch. Or as we had, our paladin with the lay on hands, you have the defibrillator hands. Bellaluna went clear. And this is where we screwed things up. Cheryl's character, our elven courier, happens to go from 0 all the way back up to 6 hit points at this time, and wakes up and literally can get up and do things, unlike the old system where you were like walking around like baggage. She's good to go next round. But you lose the dying condition, you gain a brand new condition called wounded, and it has number wounded 1, and she's going to walk around with this penalty, all the penalties that a wounded condition give to your character. I'm pretty sure I could find them, and nope, don't see them on here. Yeah, we'll read them off later. It's not fun. Until someone can make you rest for at least 10 minutes, and again with the treat wounds. So, back at the top of the spire, going back in time, and the hand lurches, and you guys got up there, and she was bleeding out, and everyone's freaking out. Bellaluna saved her life. Now, you guys could have got up there and done a treat injury, but the problem is that works better when you have 10 minutes and the person is awake with a wounded condition, not dying out round per round. So my question is, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a cleric. All we have is a champion, and she's used her clear once today. How many of that do you have left? And do you guys have potions? Probably not, being low level. So things get really, really dangerous. However, hero points. You guys can spend a hero point to keep yourself from actually dying. It's really tempting to use a hero point to do something really, 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 really cool. But just saying, if you, hang on to it, it is a good way to stave off certain doom. Oh, you know what? I don't have that echo anymore. Corey, can you give me an echo certain doom? Think you can do that?
Craig has stitched up more than a few wounds throughout his time, and he's trained in medicine.
Cool. That'll be very, 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 very helpful. So, as we come back to the scene, I believe I had announced that, officially combat, did end, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I was in.
We killed the crocodile a second time, or the frogs, so hopefully.
It has an unusual name. Would anyone like to hazard a check with some arcane or knowledge not nature to try and figure out what this thing is floating around in our pond?
I'll knowledge nature it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'll go with that as well.
What happened to
I
you?
rolled a nat 20 plus 4.
He was just talking about it. It's okay. I'm a doctor. He's at the top of the pillar. He just lets her go. Wait a minute. There's a frog I must identify.
I rolled a nat 20 plus 4, so pretty sure Narga's seen these in this swamp before a couple times.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it your first? Well, you were talking about being obsessed with the lore here, but it was your first time here. Now, maybe not your first time in an actual swamp, but first time here. So whether it's book knowledge or, like you said, I've seen it all before, says the first level guy. Sure. We can go with that.
Well,
we can go with that.
Narg came from swamps. Kind of had a little bit of a swampy background where he used to live, so might have seen him as
Didn't you tell me you had one of these as a pet?
Are you like a bayou?
Okay, but for pets, you kill them and eat them for dinner if you can.
He's a from the bayou kind of goblin, right?
My goblin here gonna not do that, Sherry.
There you go.
That doesn't sound good. Can't do both accents.
I thought you were
I
pulling
didn't know
out.
what you said.
Hit us with that again.
I'm not gonna bother. No, that was more than enough for once. I'm not doing a Cajun goblin frog creature thing. Didn't work.
Oh,
Never again.
oh man.
You heard it on the stream already once. You've got your luck. That's it. Keep it forever.
Jeff, sound clip that. Please.
I will. I just like, dude, you were just daring me to like, just gonna make that the beginning clip or the the ending clip in certain certain
It's a
situations.
Goblin witch gambit. Great.
You believe you are looking at what is commonly known as a slurk. These things are nasty. They can spit nasty slime quite a distance. And I was just about to get into that till somebody hooked me in the cheek with some awesome rolls or whatever. And to reward you, even though someone didn't think he was being rewarded quite enough, I actually decided to stave off one of his abilities. Huh? Matt, see what I did there? And while you were complaining that he wasn't hook, line, and sinkered, I decided to make it not impossible, but he was a little bit distracted before pulling out one of his signature moves. So Narga, you know this, and the party got lucky. So while you're all patting yourselves on,
Some of the party got lucky.
yeah, I was gonna say while you're all patting yourselves on the back,
I'm gonna climb down to the doors in front of here.
okay. Astra, so you are awake, you are fully functional, but we're gonna have to slap you with the wounded condition. So before we continue on here, I just want to make doubly ubbly wubbly sure. Yeah, I'm never gonna try and say that again.
So I can take 10 and
Please don't.
use my medicine skill to help.
No, give me a roll. It could take 10 minutes.
that.
Now there are feats you can take, like assured skill, whatever, that actually give you that ability of taking 10 and stuff. It's not an out of the gate kind of thing, but there are down the road. There are feats and such. 16. So pull up the medicine skill and scroll down to where it says treat wounds and find what your number does while I'm slapping the old wounded. While I'm slapping walking wounded 1 on Astra to see if it sticks. Now, one of ours needs to be patched up. So do we really want to start pushing on that door? Or do you guys want to dig in or maybe backtrack? Find out where the slurk came from? Cook it up for some frog's legs? I'm not saying you guys have to do nothing for 10 minutes, but while someone's attending someone for a 10-minute bit and you guys are in exploration mode, not encounter mode, and someone literally starts opening doors and wandering around, you could trigger encounter mode before that person gets their 10-minute heal. So I caution you,
Oh no, I don't have healer's tools.
Oh, you guys do, though.
I can get my healing ability back if I pray to my god, but I can only do it once. a day.
Oh, let's talk about that ability.
And so it's called Desperate Prayer.
Right. So you have focus points, and that's how you
Yes.
cast your spell. And you use the focus point to do a spell that's divine called Lay on Hands.
Yes.
And now you want to pray to your god to reboost that, and the ability is called what?
Desperate Prayer. So once a day, I can call on my deity for their aid to instantly recover 1 focus point.
Okay, so let's see it. What is she? Describe what Bellaluna.
Oh, don't waste that. It's fine. I have a wounded condition 1. It's fine. Wait until somebody's like bleeding out, like I was a little while ago.
Oh, it's not going to set it off. Think of her like she's refilling the ketchup bottle so it's ready to go. This brings the divine energy into her, and then she holds on to it. It replenishes your focus point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a good move. She's not going to turn around and smack you with it. So, Bellaluna, whom do you serve? Start praying to Saruman. I mean,
No. Desna is my deity.
Okay. Yeah, here she got a brand new look. It's pretty cool. Come on, let's hear it.
I'm thinking.
So while she's flipping through a prayer book and Craig is teleporting between a door, medicine, and helping with the frog, what's our monk doing? Besides talking on mute.
You muted, hun.
He's very quiet.
Very quiet. Yes, I'm in deep in thought.
Okay. Well, you're soaking wet and you're emerging from the water at this point.
Absolutely, and I'm deep in thought, and I'm very disturbed because all of a sudden my red beard is beginning to go gray again.
What? What are we looking at?
Well, it appears that the dye in my beard that I was trying to pretend was a nice, very nice orange of red is dripping off the tips of my beard, and I am quite sad because
Now
you
it's
are all
dyeing
going
your
to
clothes.
Yeah.
you are now going to see that I really truly have a gray beard.
You just aged 100 years. That's awesome. So it comes out of the
It's very
water, and this orange gook is coming out of his beard onto his armor and his clothing, and are you trying to hide it?
Maybe a little bit, but eventually, everybody's going to see it, and it is what it is.
Okay. All right.
You're bleeding? You're surrounded by red. Are you okay? There's a red pool around you.
Sister wounded.
Yes, I am okay.
Okay. So getting back to Craig's marvelous medicines.
Yeah, I don't have medicine tools or healer's tools.
Does the party have any to loan you?
Well, mine are kind of strewn all over the wall.
Oh yeah, like
here.
she had them.
I was trying to do it.
Yeah, she does have them out and
So
available.
there are
Correct.
healing
Yeah.
tools there.
Oh, okay. You do have some.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'll pick hers up.
Now,
And
how many times can you guys use healing tools? Are they doses like 10 goes and that's it? They're used up? I think a healing tool can, like the healing kit can only be used like 10 times and then it's spent. Now, you tried to use it on yourself unsuccessfully, so there's one. And we're about to do two. So you guys got to track this.
yeah, you're right.
Uses per... I think it's like ammo. But anyway, for right now, what does good old medicine tell us?
So the DC is usually 15, but it's up to you depending on like the circumstances.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
So
This is
16 would be a success.
this is the standard ass bite. No, it's all good. Just,
She gets 2d8 hit points.
Yeah. Hey, look, Bellaluna. The other elf's praying to the moon. No?
Ha ha ha.
He gains 12 hit points.
I think it's great how like you're downstage thinking about your prayer, doing all this stuff, and these guys are like looking at the frog, trying to hide his beard, and Buddy's like pulling trow and like stitching up a butt cheek, and you're like, the god looks down on you and sees what's going on around you, going, how about that focus point? I don't know. So I want to hear the prayer. Let's have it, Bellaluna.
Okay. Most esteemed Desna, my guardian, witness me in my time of need. Renew my courage so I may find my path. I beg this of you with open arms. Exalt me with your external wisdom.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's good writing. Performance was a little dry, but she does manage to squeak a little focus point into. As you build the lightsaber in thin air. Sorry, next time. Yeah. So your refocus points. 10 minutes later, someone's feeling a little better. So it's your fault. I mean, your dice check, Craiga. Can you give us the 2D? Is it 2D8 or 2D?
Yeah, so she gains 12 hit points.
That looks like D12s you rolled there.
Oh yeah, I totally rolled the wrong one.
I know you're awesome. Yeah, nice try. Oh yeah, totally.
Well, while they're doing that, I'm going to climb back up and pick up my blow
Gains
gun.
11.
Okay. Yeah, we're still out on deciding whether arrows are
And the wounded
retrievable.
is removed.
Sweet.
So
And
I'm not getting my arrows. I'm just getting my blow dart gun that I dropped to do a flying leap.
Astra,
I'm gonna go pick it back
what
up.
is your full hit points?
15.
Okay, so you're good. Between the 6th and the 11th, you're dynamite. Okay.
Dynamite.
Now that brings us to anyone else hurt? Because I'm looking at some numbers here, guys. Anybody else want to do some patchwork while we're taking some time?
Yes, please. Where am I at? I'm just checking.
You've got
yes, please.
You've got 10 wounds, 2 non-lethal, and you're currently down to 12 from 22. So
Yes, please. Somebody help me.
okay.
I think Craig is going to be fine with the little tiny dart hole.
Come again?
The little tiny dart that the mysterious Fae, that's his only wound.
Oh, you're saying you're good. I thought you were looking at the dwarf going, "You're fine. You're fine. It's only a tiny."
yeah. You're good, buddy. Just get that dye back in your beard. You'll look fine.
Well, considering you might actually roll a critical fail and hurt yourself badly, like someone did last episode, yeah, I don't blame you just sitting on the 1 point. So, who wants to victimize our dwarf? I mean,
Not bringing up the past.
help our dwarf. Well, they're burning through your medkit pretty quick, I'll tell you that. Actually, don't you have your own?
I do have my own healer's tools.
Okay, so if you guys can find that on your sheets and start checking off 2 off of Astra and now 1.
I am trying to find it. I thought I got one, but apparently
Okay.
In my
I can
inventory,
buy one, but
Are you
Or I have one.
are you broke?
it doesn't actually show
No?
a number. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Does it show somewhere other than inventory?
Well, it's not like you're going to run out this second. So it'll, we'll make a note in between, shows healer's kit ammo right there and moving on. Right. So you can self-heal, but the DC goes up. So you actually get better odds if you want to,
I did have them.
let somebody have some. Just a quick show of hands here. Who does actually have the medicine skill besides our burly orc? Anyone else?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Okay. So who wants to help the dwarf? As he pulls out his little healing kit of band-aids and sheepishly looks at everybody,
I can help him.
Okay. He starts
I
dropping.
don't think he wants my help.
He starts dropping trow, and you insist he's not hurt there. But by the time you're done, I already got my
21.
temperature taken. That's how all dwarven medicine starts. Take the temperature, right? Yeah? No? Okay. 21. Stab. You're fine.
Listen, just because I have a beard and I'm an old man does not mean I'm a dirty old man.
Okay. Well, 25 would have been critical because that would have been 10 over. Natural 20 also would have been critical success. But a regular success is 2d8 coming from Bellaluna. If you please.
I'm working on it.
Okay. And good.
I'm reading the.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm reading the. I was gonna say I'm reading the healer's tools.
Yeah.
Like, and and it doesn't say anything about a limit of usage.
Okay.
Regular Pathfinder was 10, but this one doesn't say any.
Yeah,
usage
see,
limit.
my brain has that on default. That's why I'm saying, oh, I think it's like this, and then my brain goes back to P1. But that's why I'm always saying, like, we're not setting precedents here. It's always kind of pending as we learn, even myself. And see, I made notes so that we can correct. I mean, the first thing we did in this stream was like, let's correct last week's screw up, right?
Yeah, it just says when you carry the tools from place to place, you keep many of the components handy on your person in pockets or bandoliers.
Okay. They mentioned it had what was in it, like band-aids and stuff that is consumable. Assume as long as you guys make. So we'll say, like, as long as you guys make a point that every time you go to town, you refresh it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like servicing your weapons. You keep them sharp. You keep the stuff full. So you'll be okay.
For sure.
As long as you guys don't get pin trapped or like, wow, it's our 100th use and we haven't left this dungeon, then yeah, there'll be a problem. Okay, so how many points did we give back to Mr. Bender?
9.
Oh, that's not right. Now you, New in New York, have matching pinholes. Great.
So in receipt of my points, I bow to Bella Luna. Thank you.
Happy to be of service.
I help too. Oh no, you didn't do any magical healing, right? I was wondering whether. Don't thank me. Thank Des. No, it was all you. Actually, yeah, there you go. It's all you. The defibrillating hands is for like emergencies, right? All right.
Yes.
So, Nargrim, wandering back, getting your blowgun darts.
Nope, not the darts, just the gun.
Oh, just
I dropped it last week.
Right.
I got to do that flying spear hit, so
okay,
I'm gonna go back and pick it up.
Okay,
just so I don't forget it.
So resetting ourselves with a marching order. Now you guys have crossed a ruined drawbridge. There is open stream moat that goes to the east and to the west that you guys could follow, or you could kind of climb up to this door in front of you and actually enter the main structure. What do you guys want to do? Oh, and there's going over the top because, you know, as you two have seen, the roof, there's not a lot of roof up here. A lot of the roof is caved in certain places. Not that you don't want to transverse the, you know, safe looking parts of the roof and it could end up falling on your butts, but. So, back to the.
Do any of you disagree with me for opening this door?
I think we can climb up. The ropes are still here. All that work for nothing? Let's just climb up and open them.
A little scouting, see what's in the room before we open the door. Is that what you're going for, Nargrim?
I'm just saying that the ropes are still hung up there. We can just climb up easily. Why waste the time of getting the ropes up there just to walk away and go somewhere else? So that's all I was saying.
Okay. So what do you guys want to do? You're saying what you could do, what you could do, what is actually happening. Okay, back up to like, oh, look, this is where I almost died. It's like a little tape line of you. All right.
I'm going to wait down here.
Okay. There is roof up here, Astra. However, do you have knowledge engineering?
I don't.
How about dungeoneering? I would even go for a raw intelligence check, though DC is going to be a little higher.
Okay, raw intelligence it is then.
Okay. And I'll get you to crank up your maximum because you're getting a little shy on the mic there.
Roll. High. Rolled. 15.
Okay. The roof has obvious trusses, secure points, and interior walls. And if you can guess where those are, it's a much safer to traverse. So with a 15, you guess that actually going straight in from your point, you should be balancing atop some kind of a little bit solid, you know, more solid structure.
Okay.
Okay. So heading in and having a look-see, I will do some revealing. You come to a hole in the ceiling. Now, I'm not going to show you the hole. I'm going to allow you to like take a knee and look in and get an idea of what you're looking at here.
Okay.
A very large room. Piles of rotting timbers and loose stones lie in heaps throughout this large L-shaped hall, which comes in. I mean, it starts off at a solid 30 feet wide. Our doorway is actually in the far left or west corner of this room, which That wall you're walking along is the west wall of the room. The room opens out instantly 30 feet and then goes in 30 feet. And there's a stairwell going up to nothing made of stone, 10 feet wide. And then the room goes another 30 feet and curves around at a giant 30-foot L that you're having trouble seeing because of your proximity of said roof. There are doors and exits abound, as well as debris blocking all kinds of stuff everywhere. Anyway.
Okay.
You do not see, perception please.
Okay. 1 second.
You're awful quiet too. I don't know if you need to adjust something up or... Oh.
11.
Okay. At a glance, you don't see any obvious strings or traps or alarms coming off the back of the door. If you want to try and drop down athletically or acrobatically and actually examine the back of the door, that's up to you. But, you know, no obvious ambushes going on here. Nothing, you know, obvious threats. If you want to tell them to come on in, that's up to you. If you want to be more thorough, I would suggest either going back to Craig or dropping down inside alone and trying to do it from the inside. What do you wish to do?
Sure, I'll drop in.
Okay. Can I have acrobatics, please? Or athletics if you just want to climb down said wall. I don't know if you're better at one or the other.
17.
Oh,
acrobatics.
and she sticks the landing, but no one gets to see it. That's too bad.
It's fine.
There you go. Come inside. You guys hear a whole bunch of rattling. I mean, chains, great big bars being lifted, picks working and scratching inside this door. But when she opens it, you don't see anything. You just see a smiling elf. Her and Craig share a moment. What do you guys want to do now?
No, I'd like to go in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go in.
All right. Storm the castle, guys.
Go in and go around the corner to the right.
Okay.
Actually, can I guess not, if everyone's going else, I'm going to roll stealth for that just because I'll just kind of walk in a couple feet up, not go past these doorways.
So you want to stay on the wall and just try and stay low?
Yep.
Let everybody hear everything and everyone else, but not you.
Oh.
Give me a stealth check.
I was thinking that. Yeah, I can do a stealth check. Okay.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
Where are we here? Stealth. There it is there.
Okay. So everyone step it.
It's 15 plus 5, so 20.
Okay. All right. That'll give you a solid, you know, at least half your movement. So if you want to, like, you know, give yourself 15 feet of that. Sliding into the room, are Monk joining us, or are you going to stay out here? Everyone comes into the room.
You're muted, Corey.
No, I'm going to follow up, and I'm going to just right here.
Okay, just inside the room.
Yes.
Okay, who's on point? So far, it's been Rogue and Barbarian, but there's no giant religious symbol, no giant occult chanting, no obvious, you know, that would draw one of the other casters like, ooh, let me have a go type of thing. So I'm going to assume that Astra and Craig are sort of our, you know, front line. However, you guys are in counter mode. Exploration mode. And you guys can say, okay, we search. And the cool thing about second edition now is one roll for perception allows you to take in a lot of the room. Like, say somebody wanted to spot a secret door, you just have to go like, okay, pick a 5-foot section of wall that looks suspicious, and I search here. Now, if you guys want to see something or something, like, you know, there's something written in the adventure that's somewhat obvious, it compares everyone's general roll. So unless you guys are distracted by using a skill, I'll assume that everyone comes in and everyone's looking around. So I'll have perception all around, please.
21.
16.
21.
It's coming. I've rolled 4 times.
Still not liking you, huh?
It's okay. We like you.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be any apparent danger in the bottom of the L. So as the party shuffles forward, cue shuffling. Get you guys to move up. So you can get.
Do you guys want to check one of these doors?
You guys aren't going to finish checking the room you're in?
I'm going to throw up a detect magic if I could.
Okay.
This room's very big.
Lucy, can we find anything magic? Go check. Go check.
Now, I'm not saying Craig has a bad idea guarding what could come flying through a door behind you as opposed to rattling it and trying to wake it up. You know, there's a lot of doors. There's a lot of entry points, and you guys could find yourselves tactically surrounded in a heartbeat. That would be bad. However, what are you guys doing? Detect magic flares up. Wing. Not so much.
There it is.
What'd you get?
17.
Okay.
I would have had like 19 or 20 or whatever, but no.
Sorry, we don't see it. We can't believe you. As you guys find yourselves from a quarter to now a third in the room, the 10-foot wide stairwell that goes up into like pretty much nothingness. There obviously was an upper floor or something. Is apparent. Unless that goes down and I'm looking at my rubble wrong. I think that goes up. There's just something missing. Magic, not much going on in your range at this moment, but of course you are way down the bottom corner near the door there, Nargrim. Astra, 17. Nothing seems to be following us as you linger by the door. Craig is eyeballing the nearby door. It's our monk and our champion that see something. As you look along the wall and start noting doors, 1, 2, our champion and our monk notice that part of the wall is bulging way down here at the end. Do you guys investigate?
I'll point it out to our rogue.
Oh, okay. What's that? But I ain't touching it. That's not a bad call, really, right? Just because you see it doesn't mean you have to go lick the wall, right? I am not qualified.
Sure, I'll go have a look.
Okay, and what's our monk doing? Nothing. He meditates.
You're muted again, Corey.
I will follow behind.
That's twice. One more, and I'm taking away your meditation book. Okay. So
you can fight me for it.
I'm not even going to get into that. The powers of the GM. I control the left side of your body. You get the right. Go. Why are you punching yourself? Why are you punching yourself? You know.
Yeah, it's so nice to me.
Funny. Okay, so half the party slides up this wall a good 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, oh, a door, ignore it, 80, 100 feet into this back corner where even the wall juts out and continues another 30 feet to another door. It's huge. And start having a look all within a 30-foot radius of this bulging wall. Nargrim, slowly entering the room, takes a center. Looks like you're going up the center here and just kind of
walk up the side here,
making sure that detect magic hits every wall, right? That kind of thing is what I'm looking at. And Craig, no one answers you about the door, and he's still standing back there looking at it. I look at things.
Oh no!
Oh, he reaches in his pack. He's pulled out some jerky by the way Matt is nibbling on something. So let's deal with one thing at a time. Let's start with the obvious elephant of the room, since, pat on the back for our monk and our champion for spotting something interesting. You see a section of stone wall. It's bulging because it's almost like a panel, and it looks, you see some telltale scratch marks like it actually slides.
Okay.
I mean, give it a heave.
So, well, no.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
I examine it first.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. There's the eyes closed, elf thing trap that I have to roll for. Plus, you examine. You don't seem to find a trap.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I will open it.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. A secret door opens into a small hidden alcove to the northwest. Has several grooves in the stone. in the floor, which looks like determined scraping. There are all kinds of scratch marks around this grooved pattern. I wouldn't call it exactly circular. Do you have Knowledge Arcana?
Yes, actually.
You could take a stab or call in an expert. Taking a stab at least would tell you, I think this is magical or not, to call in said expert, but anyway. So she takes a step into the room, or in the doorway as it were, peeking at a little alcove. Our champion and our monk are hanging back, watching her. It literally is an alcove, guys. Like it's a 5-foot space that actually curts on an angle to a point. Like it's someone got as far as they could with a secret room, but there's a support wall that must be on an angle that just cuts the room off. Outside, we're still not detecting any magic. And Craig, so many doors, but door number 1 is just standing there silently mocking you. I don't know if you want to do anything about it.
I call for somebody to come and help me out with this because it's eluding me.
It's eluding you.
I can come help. I like magic.
Okay.
I give up on the door and I come over.
Oh, geez, like I tell you, sorry. I caution our orc on door treading and he busts through them. I mentioned a door like what, once? And he's just determined. It's like, I shouldn't touch this. I'm not baiting you, or am I? Okay, once
Never
again,
know.
we're all stacked up on this rogue. Okay, can I have Knowledge Arcana from Nargrim? And like I said, if your character sheet or if your skill is failing you, Astra, you can still try to aid another.
19 plus 7.
I don't think he needs my help.
Oh. Oh.
Magic things, my favorite. Lucy, come look.
Oh, this is cool. Do you have Occult? This is actually...
I do have Occult. Yeah, it's the same bonus to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the rogue's like, you know magic, come over here, use your magic knowledge, and you're like, this isn't magical, this is Occult. Now, what do I know about Occult? So, sorry, I can let you hold the roll.
Redo the roll or not hold the roll?
No, redo. Give me the Occult roll.
13 plus 7, so 20.
Think of it this way, like, magic makes everyone jump to arcane, but is it primal, like nature? Is it occult? You know what I mean? So, instead of just telling you the exact skill, right? I was just kind of going with a base of like, well, is it magical? Everyone assumes it's arcane and goes into, but maybe that's not such a polite way to go about it. What did you get for your occult skill?
20 total.
Okay.
What did we find?
The extensive... You can hear? She actually answered you. That's good.
Yeah.
Hero point for the cat, right? She must survive at all costs. Now there's a creepy thing. The sun goes down and only the cat emerges going back to the city going, I need new adventurers.
But
you're the only one that can understand the cat, so it goes ignored and, the dungeon wins. What do you find? You find that it was likely silver engraved in these magic occult runes that have been carefully gouged out to every ounce. Somebody just trying to get quick money. It's too bad, because this is obviously a teleportation circle. Would probably have you reach a hidden, special, or at the very least a lower level quickly. Or perhaps it's an escape route to go from far below or far above, like a tower, down to this obvious position where you could just come out and it's a straight line to the door, as you can see. But two things teleportation circle, no longer functioning because someone scraped out all the magical component, which happened to be silver because it's worth something.
Okay, I'll share that with my friends.
Okay.
It's a teleportation circle, but nothing works. All the silver's gone. Just our carvings in the wall now.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now, who said magic? Oh, somebody said magic, and of course, we've already had Nargrim wandering around, like, trying to sense magic. But as soon as somebody says, oh, Blue Man Crew, you start thinking about blue paint or 90s music or something. looking around, as you guys have been with your original perception check, I would actually like to you guys recall knowledge. So going back to your original arcane roll, Nargrim. Anyone else have arcane for the room itself on large? Because now that you guys are in this corner and going, okay, this is neat, but like looking at the room from this angle. Anyone else?
Okay.
No, just Nargrim. I'll let you keep that awesome roll, dude.
I can roll again.
Sure,
but
yeah,
my,
sure.
My original roll was really bad.
Well, your
so
roll was focused on something that already pinned. I'm talking about his roll was kind of wasted, but yeah, roll again.
I may be here a few minutes.
Mm.
Continue on. I will tell you my number.
If you're really stuck, you can actually do it.
I see
There
it. I saw it.
Yeah, I was going to say you can just put +5 in the modifier next to the dice and roll raw dice, and it'll count as.
There we go. 23.
Okay, 23 and a 26. Okay,
What did it say, Astra? You're looking at the things I'm looking at?
yeah,
I
massive
think so.
destruction on a magical scale caused all the damage in this room. A magical battle occurred here. Certain scorch marks, patterns, certain structural cracks, all magnified by magic, not wear and tear.
I knew those little elf fey things were bad omen. Look at all this destruction around us. It's obviously stupid magic.
I think I explained in our first episode on my Rose Guard roll the kind of history of the battle that went on here.
Yes.
And the naming of the city and why it was named after
Yeah.
the rogue from the party.
You guys are standing in a piece of history, according to Nargrim. Perhaps the Rose Guard battled their foes right here. Perhaps the foe.
Despicable. I could do more destruction with this hammer. Magic is for weaklings.
So, while you guys are focused at the room at large, I'm actually going to have the fifth person. We were discussing about this, about getting proper mic time, air time. Everyone is doing stuff. As the skills come up, that changes your focus. That changes what you're doing, what you're thinking, and where you're looking. But the last person is still stuck in default of wander, try to notice, try to guard. So it's our champion that actually notice the floor moving, and out of the pile of rubble near us and coming out of the stair, which has already sort of stealthed its way along, you guys see several undulating creatures that look like this and start scurrying towards you.
Ew.
How big are they?
These are large. Like, do you see the cute little bracelet scale necklace it's wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Those are like scales. So these things are like several feet long.
Okay.
So, just to double check that the rolls in our encounter here are the rolls that we need from your last set of skills. Bella Luna, you were running off of your last perception skill, which is what?
27, I believe.
Okay. Mr. Anvilbender.
Oh, sorry, 21.
21. I believe also you were running off of that skill that found the door. Was it 21 for you?
121.
Okay. Craig, also running off of his original perception when you came in the room, and then you were just kind of waiting. Was what, 17, I think? Is that correct?
16.
16.
Mine's 17.
Okay. Now, Astra and Nargrim got into a whole bunch of magical rolls. So those last two rolls, right? These things come running out. So for Astra,
23.
right. Now, somebody would argue, like, how does a knowledge roll affect your initiative? And the way I see it is this: if you roll really high at a skill that is occupying your brain, then you got it quickly. The answer came to you quickly, and you can react to the danger, and they're letting you keep that high roll as your initiative. If you rolled low with a knowledge skill, you muddled through it, and you're still a little bit distracted. It's the way I would, you know, interpret how they're using skill checks or the last skill used to be like the last thing you were doing to be your actual roll. Nargrim, I believe, was 20 on that last one.
It was on the occult roll. Yep.
Okay. So it's time to go to battle because these things come rushing out at us. They look nasty. They look hungry. And I'm going to say that, yeah, they don't look very happy to see you. And I'll reveal them to 3.
Ah, finally I can smash something.
Starting with Astra. Bella Luna, you're the first to spot these things. But
We have company.
But it's Astra that just flies into motion.
I shoot.
Okay. So as a single action, you draw your weapon.
Yep.
Okay. You can move through friendlies for free. Do you want to get to a better position or you just want to start firing off shots?
Hold on. Sorry. Where am I?
You're up in the corner. Now the guys are adjacent to you and it's out there, so I don't think they're really blocking your shot because you do have that proverbial corner. You know what I mean?
Sure. No, I'll stay here.
Okay. So let us say that your best.
3 fate and a maggot. Oh boy.
Oh wait, well, hang on. No spoilers.
No, sorry.
It's okay. Astra, take a shot.
Yep. Nope. Hold on.
Okay. While she's shooting, Bella Luna, you're on deck. What do you wish to do? And we'll get back to her resolution.
I'm gonna pull my sword and attack
Closest?
the one in front of me.
Yeah. There's one behind you, and there's one in front of you.
See that one? Okay, well, I guess I'll...
Yeah, I need to know the target before you roll. That's why I'm saying, like...
The maggot.
Okay. So what did you get? Did you roll or no?
I haven't rolled it, no.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we're finally getting Astra's rolls up there. Okay, so getting back to Astra.
Yes.
Astra, shoot! And you got a what?
20.
20 is a hit. And if you go to the, you know, the damage works on this. The actual damage window.
Yep.
Bows are cool because if you actually get into crits, they're going to get into like serious damage.
1.
1. Okay. You shoot this thing and it makes an actual screech noise and dumps what looks like sort of a cast-off skin of a maggot. And it was using this dirt-covered skin as like a ghillie suit. But you shoot it and it jumps up in pain and like the thing just, the suit just kind of falls, like the, you know, the blanket as it were, falls off it. And you are looking at an actual small creature that looks a lot, it's blue skinned, it looks gremlin-like, and it actually resembles the ones that you saw climbing around the rafters in the first room.
Oh, okay.
Some sort of mischievous fae you've put an arrow in. Do you wish to take a second shot or do something else with your last move? You can take a stride. You can take a free 5-foot step. Take a second shot, or you can just leave it. What?
I would like to move.
Okay. Which way do you go?
I would like to go.
Up is north, so call it.
I would like to go north.
Okay. So coming.
Do I only get a 5-foot step?
No. You 5-foot step is something you can do for free and still take an action. So say you wanted to like move forward and take a shot, right? Just to be clear, or a stride is you just doing your 25 movement, you know. So you want to come out past the monk around the corner and head back up into the niche little room in the back there? Is that the kind of thing? Okay.
That's where I'd like to be, right here.
Okay. So coming out and then sort of strafing over to the corner wall of the top of that sort of 30-foot wide cubby, stacking up on the wall, and you're done.
Okay.
Bella Luna. Now, again, 6 seconds around, this kind of all happens simultaneously, pulling her sword and attacking the
21 to hit.
Okay. You drive your blade. What kind of blade do you use?
Longsword.
You drive your longsword into the side of a rubbery hide of an actual giant maggot. Ew, lucky you. You get the real one. Can I have damage, please? Mr. Bender, you're on deck. Get ready. When she's out of actions.
4.
Okay, 4 points of damage. This thing is wounded. You have an action left. Do you wish to move? Keep attacking?
Try to strike again.
Okay, just make sure you're moving down the line with your penalties there.
15.
That does hit.
Happen.
3.
Another 3. So you start chewing this thing up. It's taking damage left, right, and center. Just chopping into this black ichor and blood starts popping out of it. It squeals and wiggles at you. Doesn't go down just yet. And I believe you're out of actions, which brings us to Mr. Bender. You are up. Nargrin, get ready. You're on deck. Noel, can I call you Noel? Are we on a first name basis?
Absolutely. Are you ready?
Yeah. And you know what? You know what? Maggot vomit actually makes really good dye. That's not red, but just saying.
We might have to keep on to some of that.
Okay.
I'm going to take my free step and move 1 south. And as I'm doing that...
Now, hang on. Do you notice the debris you're stepping into?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a feat or a stance or whatever that allows you to step into debris? Because difficult terrain cancels that free movement. You can move into there, but it counts as actual movement.
Well, that's okay. We're gonna take that.
Okay.
We're gonna step into that debris, and while we're stepping, as I'm stepping, I'm going to pound my chest and drop immediately into my gorilla stance.
All right. Activating your stance takes an action? I believe so.
Well, it says action, so I will assume yes.
Okay, so that's 2, because unfortunately the free step's not free. It counts as movement to get into difficult terrain, so that's 2. You're down to 1 left. What do you want to do?
Perfect. I'm going to attempt a gorilla slam.
Oh, okay. And I'm assuming this charming fellow in front of you is going to be the victim?
Absolutely.
Okay, have at it. And while he's rolling, let's talk to Nargrim about what he wishes to do.
Oh, I'm going to tell Lucy, go get me some bones, and I'm going to cast Animate Dead.
Okay.
Takes 3 actions, looks like here.
Okay.
And I'm going to get Lucy to gather me some bones to make a skeleton.
Okay, she skirts off, starts sniffing at random piles, and we'll get back to you in a moment. Mr. Bender, how did you make out?
10 for an attack roll.
Okay, so you slam your fist into this rubbery hide of a creature, and as you're impacting it, an actual fae steps out from under his blanket like he, dupes you. Haha, doesn't move out of a square, but, you find yourself pounding a rug and not an opponent. We'll blame that as opposed to poor technique on the gorilla. And you are finished, sir. Nargrim, Lucy, I would like to retract that. Lucy doesn't go and find bones. She just coughs one up. There you go.
Perfect. Good girl.
Well, I get it faster that way.
Yeah, and Animate Dead basically gives me a level -1, looks like a skeleton.
So like, this isn't an evil spell. This is an alignment thing. It's just, I think we were talking about the spell before you made your characters. Like, they just let you animate stuff.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Animate Dead. Well, its traits are necromancy, but it's...
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not like I'm bringing a dead person back to life. It's a mindless skeleton.
So you begin your spell. It takes 3 actions, and then next round, this thing like it's forming and standing, right? But does it attack right away?
It doesn't stay. I'm not too sure. Maybe I can roll like I can roll an initiative roll for it, and we can kind of add it to the order.
Yeah, well, it'll go on your turn.
Okay.
But I think if it takes 3 rounds to cast, like a full action to cast it, it'll either go like next, on the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Or
that's fair as me.
And like that's the attack, right? Like you wasted a whole round just getting a spell. This thing pops up beside you and just takes a whack. Or, look, free ally, nothing to sneeze at, and it might cost you that round. I'm going to err in the side of caution and say it's cost you the round.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's not like, like you guys are hurting, right? Okay, so coughs up a bone. Thank you, you say. You snatch it up, you cast your spell, and the bone flies up in the air and goes shooting towards a pile of rubble, and out pops out of the ground a freshly minted skeleton.
Great. We have a friend.
Yeah.
How's that for magic, Kraga?
So, mischievous Fey number 2. This little dude that, you know, as it were, sidestepping, right? But he doesn't, he just stays in his little square. Sheds the skin, as it were, and is toe-to-toe with 3 of our players. I'm looking at Nargrim on the corner. I've got, to the north, I've got the dwarf in front of me, and on my left on the wall there, suddenly taking notice of me looking down, is a great big orc. Wow. Fun. Bye. This thing starts climbing up the rubble, leaving. Does anyone have a trigger effect? You will see a curved arrow, like a little fishhook arrow, caused by movement. Now, none of you guys are fighters, so I know you guys don't have the classic attack of opportunity. However, you guys may have a triggering effect if you have something up already. Probably not first round, but if anyone has a triggering effect that's causing from somebody moving by you or near you, speak now as I athletically check myself up this, you know, try to get a better angle. Scrambling up to the top of the pile, but still managing to be corner adjacent to the monk. I have a single opponent, and I believe I just get myself into a better position. So I use movement for 1, and I'm just going to do a little athletics check here to keep my footing. Also, doesn't hurt to, like, you know, have some kind of check because I'm trying to evade, you know, that kind of thing. Trying to evade. Gets the top of my little hill. My little hill. My little hill. But instead of pulling a weapon right away, he turns on you guys, and I'm gonna get a little bit of my mojo going on. I move to the top and I cast a spell. Divine and Occult. If anyone cares to take time out of their next round to identify it, or it could possibly, you know, go off immediately. 5 feet emanation, and everyone within the effect. Oh, probably would have been better off casting it on you guys before I left. I thought I had a bigger range. Well, for the sake of argument, casting right under your noses with no attacks of opportunity, it could be possible, but it does seem like cheese. But you know what? I'm going to go for it. You guys did so well last time. I'm going to say the little bugger casts a spell, then moves. But I do let you guys, you know, for better or for worse, you know, make subtle adjustments. So, who's got... Oh, that didn't work. What the hell? I clicked on it to do it, and the spell disappeared. Oh, no. I guess it's removing it from my list.
Feel my pain.
Yeah, I know. Like, I guess it's removing it from my list, but it's like, wait a minute, you know. Anyway, can I have a occult roll from any of the 3 of you, or a divine roll from any of the 3 of you that are directly in front of me witnessing this?
Is it waste an action for our next turn? Or
no, I don't think so. Okay. I think I can at least give you a sniff, right?
All right, I got a cult, so I'll roll that here.
Okay.
And I rolled 15 plus 7, 22.
Okay. Now, normally Fantasy Grounds is set up to do your saving throw for you, but for, you know, classic, okay, I would like the 3 of you to roll a willpower save for me, which you will find on your main page.
Willpower.
Doom and you, bane of your existence.
Ooh, natural 20 plus 6, 26.
16.
Fantasy Grounds likes me today.
Bane on you. No? Okay. What about you? Bane? No? You, dwarf. And muting up does not allow you to ignore that save, sir. Speak up.
Oh, come on. I can't ignore a 10?
Oh. All right.
I think my beard just
First,
undyed itself a lot more.
First, that's a nice way to say it. Yeah, I dyed my pants. Okay, you're going to take a -1 status penalty to attack rolls as long as you are in my little area.
You don't scare me.
Okay, so he casts this, and funny enough, it's a dwarf that gets pegged, and then he moves up to the top here, and he draws a weapon, and that'll be him. But he's still holding on to this little 5-foot emanation of you. That kind of thing. Doom. Doom. Which brings us to Fey number 2. Oh, that is Fey number 2. Who went first? Where's Fey number 1? Fey number 3. Fey number 4. Oh, right. He was outside of the room. I'm still holding on to that one Fey creature that ran away from the first battle because I want to keep his hit points. I don't want to look them up later. I can do that. I'm the DM. Guy in the back corner of the room takes an arrow. Ow! I'm going to pull my sword. I'm going to run. Oh, wait. Difficult terrain. I'm going to carefully come down the hill. Ouch, ouch, each, bare feet. Well, some of these creatures do have bare feet. You know, we gotta be careful in the way. We go 5, we go 10, we come over and attack the archer whom attacked me first. But first...
Big baby.
But first, I believe I need some acrobatics rolls from all around. So, this guy comes down, reaches for his sword, rolls a natural 1, and ends up prone at your feet.
Nice.
Just wipes out at the end, like he's so
little creature.
Do you guys see all the rocks and rubble, and then there's those 2 logs, right? He does the, like, he gets his foot twisted in between the 2 logs.
You will see that was because of magic, I tell you.
Yeah, he just plants it right at her face, right on his face, or whatever. Meanwhile, there's one more behind our champion, and he's going to come up behind and flank. Woohoo! I sidestep, and I line you up in a straight through. And now, in your current predicament, you, Miss Luna, are considered flanked.
Yay.
Yay! As soon as I find it here. Fatigued, frightened, flat-footed. Nope. Right, so I am flanking, I get bonuses. And I believe it gives you it makes you flat-footed. But we'll get to that. See who's fast on the SRD tonight and have you guys starting looking up flanking and flat-footed and learn things, and I will continue on with this interesting combat. So, I believe I've gotten all the baddies except for the oversized maggot. This thing... now, it has a triggering effect, but I didn't want to confuse you by having it go on your turn. So when you actually strike this thing, and remember I said a bunch of ichor comes out, okay? You stand back, this thing regurgitates at you.
Ew.
Yeah, that's gross.
It is so gross. It takes damage, and not only does a whole bunch of like ichor and stuff come out, a foul meal comes out the front of it, and by the end of your turn in the same round, before it goes and starts anew, this 5-foot puddle around it reeks so bad it just suddenly hits you, and I need a fortitude save from our champion, please.
Or lose your cookies.
You gain the sickened condition 1. And on a critical fail, you gain sickened condition in 2. Oh.
Lovely.
Which is, of course, going to give you penalty. So now we're stacking, flanking, and now you feel really, really ill. Sorry. So
No, you're not.
you are sickened 2. I've got sickened 1 going on here. I've got to find sickened 2. I'm not sure how to adjust this. So we'll, I need you to take an extra, like, it's hit you with a -1 penalty. I need you to take a -1 penalty to reflect the 2. So we get this sorted out, because I'm not going to get into Fantasy Grounds technical in the middle of a battle.
Okay.
Okay? Now, that happened as a reaction. What's happening now, this actual creature, it actually, you know, you get a little woozy, and it's going to move in And yeah, this I'm going to try to strike you. You're adjacent, so I don't have to move. So striking you with my actual mandibles with a 15 is a miss. Okay. And, you know, just for shits and giggles, take the -5 penalties. It's so nasty. I'm going to try again just to see. Critical miss. So it starts chomping at you, it misses, and then it slides on its own puddle of vomit and actually comes down, and its legs, it can't keep the legs in front of it, and actually, like, sort of slides down the little hill in front of you. I'll keep it in its proverbial square, but what happens to it is it goes prone in front of you as well, and no longer is making you flanked.
Perfect.
Krega, ending the round with our orc. What do you want to do?
I got something special for you, buddy. Krega just lets out a roar. I hate magic! And goes into another rage. And so that's first action. And then his second action, he's just going to use my feat sudden charge, which uses up 2 actions, and with a quick sprint, I dash up to my foe and swing. So I stride twice, and if I end my movement within melee reach of at least one enemy. So stride twice, does that mean only 2 blocks, though?
Sorry?
Stride twice? Is that like 2
what,
5-foot blocks?
What's the name of it? Like that would be a double
charge.
Yeah, okay, so it's a double move. So your movement is 25 feet?
Yeah.
That means you can move up to 50 feet and still pull this off.
So, yeah,
it probably has something that says, you know, you need to be 10 feet away. However, you can't charge through difficult terrain, so your only opponent would be the guy down the bottom of the wall who's in the
Ep.4, and that's who I want to charge.
Okay, so you set him up as your target, and he actually is a good 15-20 feet away.
With my Draconic Rage, I also have the +4 fire damage.
Okay, so
and I never pulled out my weapon, but I'm going to use my tusks.
Okay, so you lower your head. You got a natural weapon running up. Okay, doing the sudden charge. How many actions is it? Because it should list it. Every ability
2.
should. Okay, so
it's...
you sudden charge this thing as 2 actions, right? And it allows you an attack with a weapon in hand or a weapon ready to go at the end of this?
Yes.
Okay. Problem is, you need to charge that other ability because the draconic thing shuts off, yes? Or it lasts 10 minutes or a minute? How long does it go?
Yeah. Lasts a minute.
Okay. So you're starting a new rage?
Yeah.
Okay. And that costs how many actions to start that up?
1 action.
Okay, so like you said, you do your I hate magic, that's your rage, that's 1 action. You do the sudden charge with 2. Okay, you're mathematically sound, sir. Bull rushing, sorry, not bull rushing. Getting into this guy, and you try to you actually take a bite out of him with your tusks.
And I missed.
Okay. The big fangs. Oh, yeah, we keep...
And I come up and I swipe with the fangs, and he just kind of does a little mischievous face, like...
Yeah. I deal with like chomping maggots that want to eat everything fresh. You got nothing on me. End of round 1, beginning of round 2. You guys have learned about dying, done a bunch of healing. I wouldn't say you camped out from the front gate, but it's always good to take a minute. And now you guys are mixing it up in a huge, huge room. And we will see you next time for the stream. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. But as far as episode go, I'm afraid it's time to cap one. So say good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Everyone. Night all.
I never realized I set up my character so that I could actually do that.
That was good. That was good. I was just walking you through everything to make sure that it's
make sure that everything's good. But I made sure while everyone else was in combat, I was reading up on all of it so that I wasn't just gonna come out with it all of a sudden without doing my research.
And if we need it for a token or something, Jeff, we'll just put it as a skeleton soldier.
Yep, no problem.